Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make a basic chatbot using Amazon Alexa skills and Lambda. A chatbot allows the user to ask a question and Alexa will respond with information. When it comes down to it, this is just a basic if-then scenario. If I ask Alexa a question, then Alexa will give a response. The two things we'll be working with today are the Alexa Skills Kit or Ask and Lambda. The Alexa Skills Kit is the if part where we ask Alexa a question. And Lambda, the then part where we hold the code for the responses that Alexa will say. To get to the Alexa Skills Kit, go to the developer.amazon.com website and sign into the Developer Console. Once there, click on the Alexa Skills Kit tab. Let's create a skill. Let's make a chatbot that gives information about coffee. Let's call it Coffee Facts. Click Next. For this one, I'm going to choose Custom. Create the skill. To start, we should tell it how to start by giving it an invocation name. Let's go with Coffee Facts. Save your model. If there are no errors, you will get a green box in the bottom right. Now let's switch gears and move from if to then. Go to aws.amazon.com and sign into the console. AWS or Amazon Web Services is free for what we are doing here, but it will require you to provide credit card information. You'll find Lambda under Services and Compute. Here's where you may run into some issues. I'm in Ohio, so you would think that the region that I would select is US East Ohio. However, Alexa Skills Kit only works in some regions, so I had to choose North Virginia. So let's create a function. For a basic chatbot, let's use a blueprint. We can filter these blueprints by looking up a keyword such as Alexa. The first one should do. Once that's selected, click Configure. So let's name our function. I'm going to name it Coffee Facts. You'll notice that there are no spaces. Choose an existing role. Usually this is lambda_basic_execution. Scroll down and click Create Function. This gets us started on creating our then part. Let's tie together the if with our then. So to do that, we need to select a trigger. So under Add Triggers, click on Alexa Skills Kit. This will now ask for a skill ID. So let's hop back to Alexa Skill Kit Developer. Click on Endpoint. So we are using Lambda. Once you click on that, you should be provided your skill ID. So copy that, go back over to Lambda, and put it in the field for skill ID. Click Add, and save it. And now we have to connect the then with the if. So up here on the top right, you'll notice that there is a region number, or ARN. So highlight that, copy it, and then hop back over to Ask and make it your default region. You can now save the endpoints. If there are no errors, you'll see a green box in the bottom right. So let's go back to Lambda and check out your function. So click on the function name to bring up the code. You can play with this code if you like, or you can use the dummy code I created that is broken down into sections. It is available in the comments. So I have replaced the code that was there with my code. And this is broken up into 4 sections: the description, housekeeping, set responses, and setup handlers. In the description section, you should put the skill name, your contact info, and a description of the skill. Housekeeping is where you set up your default code, such as help and stop messages. I also like to add a welcome message so that I know that the skill is running. Each line of code for dialogue, what Alexa will say, consists of 3 major parts. The first is the variable declaration with const, standing for constant, and the variable name. The second is the string of text that Alexa will say inside quotation marks. And the third is an ending semicolon. The variable name can be almost anything not already taken by another variable or keyword in the program. It should only have letters, numbers, hyphens, and underscores, and it should be short. The string of text can be inside either single or double quotes as long as they both match on both ends. If you are using single quotes and want an apostrophe, put a backslash before the apostrophe. The semicolon ends a line of code like punctuation at the end of a sentence, but unlike sentences, the semicolon must be last, even outside of quotation marks. For the help message, I would suggest having a real example of a question someone will ask. I always like to add something to the stop message like, "Have a nice day," or "Thank you." Okay, on to the next section, set responses. By this point, you should know what information you want Alexa to provide to your user. Break up the information by question. Each response gets its own line of code with its own variable and string. So let's replace this information with the information we'd like to have. So our first question is, how much coffee does the average person drink in a year? And here is the response I want Alexa to give. Let's update the name of the variable. Let's call it average consumption. Our next question is, what country drinks the most coffee? And here's the response. Let's change that variable to coffee country. Our next question is, how much coffee is safe to drink per day? And here's the response. And you'll notice around here the color of the letters have changed. That is because there is an apostrophe. Be sure to put a backslash before any apostrophe so it doesn't break the code. Let's change that variable to safe to drink. Now that we have the responses, let's go back and add the questions. So I'm going to save and go back to the Alexa Skills Kit. So each question or set of questions is called an intent. So let's go to the intents. You'll notice that there are 3 built-in intents. These are in every skill. Let's add our own. Usually the name I give an intent is similar to the variable that has the response. So for our first one, let's do coffee consumption intent. Utterances are basically what the user would ask. So for our first question, it may be something like, how much coffee does an average person drink in a year? Remember not to have any punctuation. But sometimes they may ask it in another way. What you may want to think about is what is a unique word that the user might say to get this information. For example, someone may ask, drink in a year, as part of their question. So let's put drink in a year. Let's add our other intents. Coffee country intent. Our question is, what country drinks the most coffee? But just to make it easier, let's put country. So if someone asks what country consumes the most coffee or what country loves coffee the most, this will still work. Let's add our third intent. Safe to drink intent. Our question is, how much coffee is safe to drink per day? So a unique word here would be safe. You may also want to add safe to drink. Once you are finished adding your intents, click Save Model. If there are no errors, you will get a green box in the bottom right. So let's go back to Lambda. Okay, now let's set up handlers. In the section under Launch Requests, you'll notice that each intent is listed. You'll need to update the names of these intents to match the ones for your skill. Under this area, you'll notice that each intent has its own section. Let's first update the names of the intents. In each intent area, there is a line of code that tells Alexa what to say and to listen for a response. So I will update the variable name in each of these sections. If you have updated all of these correctly, you will see no error markings on the left side. Click Save. Hop back over to Alexa Skills Kit and click Build Model. It does take time to build, but once it's built, you only have to update Lambda unless you decide to add more questions. Once the build is done, you'll receive a Build Successful message in the bottom right. So let's test this. Click on Test and enable testing. This will work here as well as any Alexa device that you have that you are logged into. Start Coffee Facts.
Welcome to the Coffee Facts skill. What would you like to know? You can say something like, how much coffee does the average person drink?
How much coffee does the average person drink?
Men drink as much coffee as women, each consuming an average of 1.6 cups per day.
What country drinks the most coffee?
The people in Finland drink the most coffee, 12 kilograms per capita per year.
How much coffee is it safe to drink?
Up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day appears to be safe for most healthy adults. That's roughly the amount of caffeine in 4 cups of brewed coffee, 10 cans of cola, or 2 energy shot drinks.
Stop.
Thank you for using the Coffee Facts skill.
So there you have it. That's how you build a basic Alexa chatbot.